Slay the Spire 2 has been in early access for a few months now, and I absolutely love it. Back in March, in the first week of its release, I managed to put 27 hours into it. I've not put that many hours into a single game in 1 week, ever, and this was during the school year. I don't even play that many hours of video games a week over the summer. Now, of course, this is because every time I had like 10 or so minutes, I would play the game instead of scrolling or writing. Still, that's a lot of time. Can I tell you my favorite part about this game? It's the art. I love the official art, placeholder art, the character design, the animations. Everything is so beautiful in this game. The monster design is spectacular, the bosses are perfect, and the card art is some of the best in deck building. Trust me, I play a lot of deck builders. As you know, the gameplay consists of playing cards to kill enemies. Then you add cards to your deck and remove others. By the end of the game, your deck should be good enough to kill the Act 3 boss. The game is easier than the first one. Mainly your build doesn't have to be set in stone till midway through Act 2, but also because it's just faster. Some of my solo runs taking under half an hour. It never feels like a slog unless you have bad luck in multiplayer. The multiplayer is balanced surprisingly well, even if you're all Doom, Poison, or Stars. Plus, you normally need more than one player popping off to win, but elites are far deadlier, not to mention damaging potions are far less effective. Honestly, the worst part about this game is the tutorial, which doesn't give any advice towards deck building. If you want to get good, I recommend playing the game and watching other people play the game. Okay, pitch over, full spoilers ahead. Let's start with the best mechanic. Popularized by Balatro and tracing roots back to customizing one's own playing card deck in the 1500s, we have enchantments. Enchantments are my favorite thing any deck builder can do. Each one does it differently, and Slay the Spire's technique really makes the enchantments feel powerful. Just look at the absurdity of Clone and Momentum. Even simple Sharp and Vigorous double the damage of most multi-hit attacks, and Nimble has saved runs. Now for the Ancients. My mechanical favorite is Ouroboros because of the upgraded cards and relics, but my design favorite is Pale. Something interesting is how genuinely helpful all of them are. Even Vaku doesn't always force you to give something else. Ouroboros helps you on a whim. Darv passes by the defect and has to help. Tezcata aids the injured silent. They all care about the heroes. You know my favorite enemy in Elite? It's these ones. Encountering the first batch in Act 1 and later seeing the trio in Act 3 was a delight. They even fight the same way, 2 attack while 1 debuffs, buffs, or shields. Not to mention you can get the key from the Flail Knight in Act 2. These two can be so difficult and so fun. Like most enemies, they are damage checks, and the Elite's ethereal gimmick can help or hurt depending on your build. Even in multiplayer, these enemies work well. Normally we get rid of the ethereal one in the first 2 turns, then deal with the rest. It's one of my favorite fights in the game. My favorite boss is the Experiment. This is obviously the cutest enemy in the game. As for the other bosses, even the ones with more unique mechanics still come down to being damage checks. Now to look at where this game shines, the multiplayer. Without the multiplayer, this game would be just okay. But with it, there is nothing like booting up the game and racing to see who pops off first. Or nobody drawing any block and almost getting TPK'd by a random encounter. This game really shines when you pile up your energy potions for that 8 energy heavenly drill, or the silent and the defect to make the experiment deal nearly lethal. If you want to get good at the multiplayer, I recommend always taking multiplayer cards, always giving weak and vulnerable, and just communicating with each other. One last multiplayer note, try not to go infinite. Just don't. You really don't want to have an infinite Hellraiser against the Waterfall Giant, because that's gonna take a while. There's nothing like this game. In all my raving and reviewing, I haven't talked much about the story, and that's because it isn't fully out yet. However, what is out is amazing. There's a strong overarching theme that this can only be done together. In the epochs, every champion meets an ancient who helps them, and every run you meet people who help you. You can only win multiplayer runs by strategizing together. You need to use your potions to keep your teammates alive. You need to give energy to other players. You need to have at least one person with thorns for the Entomancer. That's why this is one of my top stories of 2026. Because the only way to slay the Spire is with each other.